What's up, guys? I've got a tough question for you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you believe that President Joe Biden and Democrats in Congress, the administration, have been lying to us about the economy? And if they are, it then raises the question. They have been lying about stimulus. We're gonna dive into all the details. This is your breaking news stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now take a look, you guys. This is coming out as a Friday stimulus checks update. Is the White House looking to send down more money? We're hearing the answer is yes. Take a look, you guys. Multiple news outlets on Friday reported that the Biden administration has recently mulled over a new stimulus plan of sending American rebate cards to help offset escalated gas prices. Now, jumping down, it says one sticking point is that officials are reportedly concerned that consumers would use the cards for purchasing other items rather than gas. Another is that the recent shortage of chips in the industry may create an obstacle for physically producing the cards, which we're hearing then you won't get a rebate card. If they're going to send it out, it will have to be a stimulus check. Now, do you think that the administration is going to be doing this? We heard over a year ago that we were going to get $2,000 stimulus checks, and now we're seeing this come to the forefront again. And we will see it become more and more likely as we get closer to that legislation could pass, or we could see executive orders. And I've let you know that there's over $800 billion just sitting there from previous packages. Totally unused. 500,000 of that 800 alone came from the American Rescue Plan. And it's just sitting there unused that could provide 214,000 stimulus checks. That's how much money is just sitting there unused. Bernie Sanders presses Joe Biden on $2,000 stimulus checks promise must be kept. And he's saying you can't tell the American people you got to give them checks. And also I give an in-depth update on what we're hearing about gas checks from my video, and you're going to be hearing some of the points that they're saying Biden has not kept the truth on for the economy. And then we're gonna be hearing from economic advisor Brian Dees, who is saying no, the president is doing everything in his power to help out the American people. He's keeping his promises, and more stimulus is likely going to be on the way. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Well, of course, most Americans would disagree, but Joe Biden says he's made a lot of progress in improving America's economy. Since taking office, let's go over the word to break down those claims versus reality. Let's start with this always helps. Joe Biden says that the United States is the most well-positioned country on the globe to deal with inflation. It's worse everywhere else but here, except when you look at the stats. 8.6 is a triggering high number. South Korea, these are developed economies, by the way. 5.4, 5.1 candidate, 6.8. There are numerous other countries. We could point out a lot hyperbole in that statement, not try to reality. Well, now let's also hear from White House economics advisor Brian Dees on his stance of what the president is doing actively to try to help out America. Let's go ahead and take a look. So let's look at some of the polling and seeing how Americans are feeling about the economy this morning. Fox News asked, do you feel optimistic or pessimistic? 32% optimistic, 65% pessimistic. And what has been, tracking the numbers, unfortunately moving in the wrong direction. The condition of the economy, 82% of people say it's only fair or poor. And then we ask people a personal question, how is this impacting you, and buy things like gas prices. 90% say it's a problem for them, 88% attack groceries prices. Utility costs, 81% of the president at this week asked Americans to have confidence in the economy. They clearly don't though. And you can see the prices that we have today that creates uncertainty and it creates real economic hardship. But at the same time, it is important as Americans that we recognize the unique strengths that we have in this economy, the strongest labor markets since World War II, unemployment at 3.6%. households' balance sheets that have repaired over the course of the last year, so now we have the lowest mortgage delinquencies in 15 years, the lowest credit card delinquencies in 30 years. Those are sources of strength that are unique to the American economy. We have a stronger and better position to tackle inflation than almost any other countries around the world. But that's what we need to do now. The president has made very clear that fighting inflation brings down prices is his top economic priority. Well, I'm gonna leave the negotiations where they are not talking about them here. But what I'll say substantively is what are we talking about right now? We're talking about some concrete measures to lower costs that typically families are facing. Taking Medicare's prescription drugs, we can lower those costs by allowing Medicare to negotiate for better prices. That actually reduces federal spending and reduces costs paid by consumers, lowering energy bills, utility bills, with common sense tax credits and reducing the deficit with long overdue tax reform. Economists across the spectrum agree that if we take those steps, it will be complementary to what the Fed is trying to do, not only help to lower prices, but also send a signal to the market and the world that the United States is focused on this issue and is committed to bringing prices down again without giving up all the extraordinary economic giants that growth makes. So what's the timeline for getting those things to a vote? We have an August reset coming, we have midterms coming that could potentially change the makeup of what you all control on Capitol Hill and we can get done. While those conversations are happening, I'm gonna leave them to the leadership. What I would say is we're hopeful and we really want to see something move here in the short term because again, this is not just about enacting legislation, it's about giving some relief to families right now and sending a signal that not just the President and the Federal Reserve, but Congress recognize that fighting inflation needs to be our top priority. Okay, so let's talk about the possibility of the recession. It continues to seem to be a growing real possibility. Steve Radner, who was a part of the Obama Biden administration, said the Fed is going to hike interest rates. Obviously, that has happened, but he said to get from where we're back to that goal of 2% inflation. The Fed's never done it without a recession. He's not the only one talking about this growing number of us. CEOs also think that is the problem. The Wall Street Journal reports that it says more than 60% of CEOs expect a recession in their geographic region in the next 12 to 18 months. And they go on to say that business research team finds its additional 15% think that the region of the world where their company operates is already in a recession. So 75% of top business executives think we're there or we're about to be there. Well, there's a lot of things about the economy right now that are unique. We have also never been in a situation where I've had 3.6% unemployment and the record level job opening, 11 million job openings right now, which means there are a lot of incumbent strength in the labor market. That puts us on a good situation. There you have it, you guys. Those were the two perspectives, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Who do you agree with? Is the president telling us the truth? Is his not? Are they going to be doing more stimulus to help out the American people? Are they telling the truth about the economy? Well, you guys, whatever unfolds, I'll be sure to keep you up to date here on the channel and let you know the latest so you are up to speed on everything that's taking place. But with that being said, thank you so much for joining me.